one of the most stressful moments of my life. Most stressful moments of that race to Alaska was coming. I left Prince Rupert at middle of the afternoon, so now it's dusk. I hadn't updated my navionics, so I was in the same position as you. I just had the land masses and nothing else.
That's all you need.
And I'm approaching Dixon Entrance. It's now dark. There's a lighthouse that I remember being there, but it's not on my chart. And I had the jib out and a sea anchor out the back. And I had no way of steering the boat. I was going in the right direction, and I had no way of steering the
Awesome.
boat. Yeah, and I'm like, this is going great. I really hope things change for the better, because if they change for the worse, I'm screwed.
Starting south to north, you know, the first day proving grounds is Port Townsend to Victoria, and then the day after that, you know, racers do it all kinds of different ways. You either make your way up through the Gulf Islands or out into the southern straits of Georgia here, and you know, work your way up the straits.
Everybody's going up the inside of the peninsula. We're not. We're the only team that's going outside. Are we? Explain this madness. Well, it's hard to explain.
So it gets you a very comfy ride, very safe,
It's like
until you get to
Disneyland.
Nanaimo.
There's cruising boats everywhere.
Right.
Super comfy.
You probably have amateur
warm.
subs cruising past you just for fun.
Oh yeah.
And then,
Lots of those.
unfortunately, this from Nanaimo to Campbell River,
This is a committing piece.
it's a commuting piece, and it's big enough that you have to think towards the end of the day you have to be somewhere.
We pulled into Newcastle Island about 7 o'clock.
This stretch here,
This is the northern straits of Georgia.
Right.
Typically lumpy, shallow, and it's a neck point, so there's lots of traffic, lots of tugging tows, lots of cruise ships. Everybody kind of funnels through here, Campbell River, and then Seymour Narrows.
So Team Oracle here, we're just drifting along with our sail up about a mile from Seymour Narrows entrance. We're sailing along at 2.5 knots.
Seymour Narrows. Yeah.
Johnstone Straits,
Which
that's
is all
east-west
of
one there.
this here.
We're just talking about what it's like to be in the V berth when it's, I don't know, what is it, 25 or 30 knots or something at Johnstone Strait?
Yeah, Colin, look, I was sleeping. So,
And then teams, you know, this is
Your
a
last
decision point. You know,
civilization
like
point.
some teams, you know, I think a lot of the human power teams this year went and followed the mainland side, which what you're biting off there is a lot of influence from these channels. There's a lot of inflow, outflow. There's a lot of currents. It's way more complicated.
And double the distance.
And double the distance.
The scenery right after Cape Caution is the stuff from...
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's windswept.
And inaccessible
scattered.
in a big boat.
Yeah, it's true.
Dangerous in a big boat and very accessible in a small boat.
And then here's another decision point.
Cape Caution now, large. You can kind of see in these swells.
So here's Cape Caution. And then, you know, this year some teams went out this, I think Sail Like a Girl went this way, up into Bella Bella at checkpoint here.
We are pulling in to Bella Bella ahead of the pack. Super exciting. We've been working really hard. We took the outside, these guys took the inside, and we're just thrilled to be here.
We've been outside Calvert Island. We're making a strategic move to go through Hakai with the flood tide and try to catch the ebb through Llama into Bella Bella.
When they came into Bella Bella,
Came through the rock
all
piles.
3 boats converged from having taken different routes into Bella Bella.
You know, most boats come up Fitzhugh Sound here and then go through Llama Pass and then up into Bella Bella here.
Coming through Bella Bella. Midnight.
So then from Bella Bella, you know, most teams prefer to go this way and either right up Hackett Strait or some of these channels here up through the Estevan Group. And this is Princess Royal. I think our human-powered teams this year
Are
gonna end up
somewhere around
doing
there
this.
now.
Yeah, they're up in here somewhere. And then Douglas Channel, this is what we talked about, real strong inflow, outflow. There's a weather buoy right here. They'll have hurricane force winds in here sometimes just because of the orographic effect and real strong inflow winds. Because that channel is really long, has a lot of time to build these really strong breezes. And then this is Grenville Channel, which is just this long hallway.
Yeah, keep in mind the land is almost a mile high everywhere around there. It goes up quickly.
Yeah.
Mountains are 1,000 times bigger than they look on this film. They're covered in snow. There are humpback whales that are surrounding us.
We've been on a boat together for a week now. 1 whole week. Banks Island down there, 134 miles as the crow flies to Ketchikan. So that'll be about 200 miles for us, if we're lucky.
This is the mouth of the Skeena then.
This is where the Skeena comes in. The Skeena comes out here, and just trillions of gallons of fresh water, and it's just, you feel the influence of that all the way out. I mean, this whole region is, there's fresh water laying on top of the salt, and it changes the behavior of everything. And sometimes, it'll, just like in Johnstone Strait, it'll overpower even the tides because the fresh water is all flowing out, and you can have a flood where the salt water below is flooding this direction, but you can be in the fresh water being set out over the top of the flood. It's really interesting. Prince Rupert, I wanted to avoid that place like the plague last year. I was afraid that I'd get stuck there.
It's a long way in, a long way out.
And it's hard to pull yourself loose.
I went in there and I lost momentum.
Yep. That's what happens. Because there's hamburgers and stuff.
There was.
We are rounding Bonilla Island.
Yeah, and this is Hecate Strait here, and that's a very, very shallow strait. A lot of times it's under 100 feet deep, and in any kind of weather it really lumps up in there. It gets really bumpy, and the overfalls, the tidal overfalls in here, you can hear them. They sound like waterfalls out in there sometimes. Out into here, and then across Dixon Entrance, which is the last big crossing up into Ketchikan.
One of the big considerations for that stretch, and that's another reason why I don't think I'll ever go east of Douglas, certainly if I'm paddling again, is because of all the shipping, and not having a VHF radio. I didn't feel good at all about that, because there were a lot of tug and tows that cut that way that day.
And every single cruise ship.
Yeah.
And you can easily step out behind Dundas and find a spot of water where the ships don't get in.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. But there's a lot of boats out there, and they're moving really fast. You get up into Revilla Channel, and you can start to feel the...
Well, it's Duke Island, right?
Duke, yeah.
Duke Island has an archipelago to the south and east of it that you can get in with a small boat and you've made it weather-wise to Ketchikan. But you're not close.
Yeah, you still got a ways to go.
You still got a ways to go.
Once the horse sees the barn, he wants to run home, I think everybody starts smelling food about the time they see Duke Island off the port side there,
And
I certainly did, but different racers have different experiences too,
With Lagapush hot on our trail as we get close to Ketchikan, we are dumping Smurfette. After Smurfette, we are emptying all of our water reserves to try to keep some distance.
You can smell the food, you can hear the sounds, sort of. There's more, all the traffic's going the same way.
Yeah, tug and tows and fishing boats and all kinds of airplanes.
Right.
It just feels like
they're getting it.
It feels like a zoo.
It feels like a zoo. It's just a long, skinny town.
Yeah.
And when the current's against you, always against you.
Yeah.
And as an added fun, there's a river in the harbor. So
so you're upstream there too.
There's an upstream coming right up to the dock.
Yeah.
Don't do that too soon. They've got two people pedaling.
The finish is right here.
Yeah.